Hello everyone, my name is Mini Sethi. I hope you all are staying healthy. Today we are going to talk about market structures for UGC NET, and topics for today's video are meaning, features, short run and long run equilibrium of perfect competition market, meaning, features, short run and long run equilibrium of monopoly market, similar meaning, features, short run and long run equilibrium of monopolistic market, and we will also see meaning, features of oligopoly market and collusive and non-collusive oligopoly. So let's start it. First of all, we are going to talk about meaning, features, short run and long run equilibrium under perfect competition market. Perfect competition is a market structure in which so many buyers and sellers are consist and they are buying and selling homogeneous product. Perfect competition is a market structure in which so many buyers and sellers are consist and they are buying and selling homogeneous product. Homogeneous product means exactly same kind of product. For example, in case of agriculture market, there are so many farmers who are producing and selling exactly same kind of crops like wheat and mango, and there are so many people who are buying these kind of crops, so it will be called perfect competition market. Features of perfect competition are large number of buyers and sellers and they are buying and selling homogeneous product, and there is free entry and exit of firm. Means any firm can enter in market and any firm can exit from market without any restriction. Perfect knowledge, consumer have perfect knowledge about product. No government intervention in this market, government doesn't interfere. Now we are going to talk about short run equilibrium under perfect competition market. During short time period, we cannot change all factors of production. We can only change variable factor labor and fixed factor land remain constant. And equilibrium means equilibrium output. And equilibrium output means where firm get balance. Neither it want to increase output nor decrease. And there are mainly two conditions of equilibrium output. MC equal to MR and MC cut MR from below. MC means marginal cost of producing one additional unit. MR means margin revenue getting from selling one additional unit. Two condition of equilibrium, MC should equal to MR and MC cut MR from below. In this diagram, you can see on x-axis we have output and y-axis we have cost and revenue. This horizontal line represent our margin revenue and average revenue. This curve represent our marginal cost. You can see at this T point marginal cost is equal to margin revenue. At this R point marginal cost also equal to margin revenue. Our first condition is fulfilled. But T is not stable equilibrium point because at this T point our second condition don't fulfill. According to second condition, MC cut MR from below. At this T point you can see MC become equal to MR but not cutting from below, it is cutting from above. But at this R point you can see MC become equal to MR by cutting from below. This is MC curve, this is MR curve. MC equal to MR by cutting from below. That's why R is our stable equilibrium point. So we can say that R is our stable equilibrium point. At this equilibrium point, our both conditions are satisfied. MC equal to MR plus MC cut MR from below. What does mean by MC cut MR from below? Now please listen carefully. At this T point, MC don't become equal to MR by cutting from below. That's why this is not our stable equilibrium point. You can see after T point, our MC is not start increasing yet. You can see MC is still decreasing. You can see this is MR curve and this is MC curve. MC is still decreasing. So OQ cannot be equilibrium output. If MC is reducing, marginal cost is reducing, that means firm still have this amount of capacity. Firm still can produce if marginal cost is not start increasing. So that's why at this T point OQ cannot be equilibrium output, because equilibrium output is a situation where firm get a balance, neither it want to increase output nor decrease. That's why At this point, T point, we cannot, firm cannot get balance, so T cannot be stable equilibrium point. But R is stable equilibrium point. You can see after R our MC start increasing, because at this R point MC become equal to MR by cutting from below, not from above. That's why you can see R is our stable equilibrium point. After R point, firm cannot produce because marginal cost start increasing. So we can say that R is our stable equilibrium point and OQ1 is our equilibrium output. During short time period under perfect competition, a firm have three kind of situation: supernormal profit, normal profit and loss. One by one we discuss about each. First of all, we are going to talk about supernormal profit. Supernormal profit means excess amount of profit, and we can calculate per unit profit when we minus average cost from average revenue. AC means average cost, AR means average revenue. Average revenue means per unit revenue. Average cost means per unit cost. When we minus average revenue from average cost, we can calculate per unit of profit. And we can calculate total profit when we minus total cost from total revenue. TR is total revenue, TC is total cost. First of all, we are going to calculate per unit profit. So in this diagram, you can see on x-axis we have output, y-axis we have revenue and cost. This curve represent our marginal cost curve and this curve represent our average cost curve. And this horizontal line represent our marginal revenue and average revenue both. This horizontal line represent our marginal revenue and average revenue both. So first of all, we are going to calculate per unit profit, and formula of calculating per unit profit is AR minus AC. So here you can see TQ is our average revenue, because this T point touch this horizontal line, and this horizontal line represent both marginal revenue and marginal cost. So TQ is our average revenue and KQ is our average cost, because this K point touches our average cost curve. And when we minus TQ from, when we minus KQ from TQ, that means when we minus average cost from average revenue, it will become equal to TK. So this TK will be called per unit profit. Now we will calculate total profit. For calculating total profit, we need TR and TC. TR means total revenue, TC means total cost. We can calculate a total revenue when we multiply quantity with average revenue. So here you can see TQ is our average revenue, OQ is our quantity. When we multiply TQ with OQ quantity, it will become equal to OPTQ. So we can say the OPTQ is our total revenue. And we can calculate total cost when we multiply average cost with quantity. So KQ is our average cost, OQ is our quantity. When we multiply KQ with OQ quantity, it will become equal to ORKQ. So we can say the ORKQ is our average, total cost. When we minus total cost from total revenue, it will become equal to total profit. So total revenue is OPTQ and total cost is ORKQ. When we minus ORKQ from OPTQ, it will become equal to RPTK. So we can say this part RPTK is equal to our total profit. Now we are going to talk about normal profit. In case of normal profit, firm receive revenue only to recover its factor cost. In case of normal profit, firm receive revenue only to recover its factor cost. That's why normal profit is equal to total revenue and total cost, or we can say that normal profit is equal to average revenue and average cost. In this diagram, you can see on x-axis we have output and y-axis we have cost and revenue. At this K point, you can see average revenue is equal to average cost. KQ is average revenue and KQ also is average cost. So we can say that at this K point, average revenue is equal to average cost. So at this K point, firm is receiving only normal profit. Similar, you can see at this K point, total revenue is equal to total cost. Here you can see total revenue is ORKQ and total cost also ORKQ. So at this point, average revenue is equal to average cost and the total revenue is equal to total cost. So we can say at this K point, firm only receiving normal profit. Now we are going to talk about loss, and we can calculate total loss when we minus TR from TC, and we can calculate per unit loss when we minus AR from AC. In this diagram, E is our equilibrium point. At this point, MC is equal to MR. MC cut MR from below. So we can say that E is our equilibrium point. This horizontal line represents both MR and AR. This is AC curve, this is MC curve. So first of all, we are going to see per unit loss. And formula of calculating per unit loss is AR. When we minus AR from AC, it will become equal to per unit loss. So in this diagram, YQ is our AC, average cost. EQ is our average revenue. When we minus EQ from YQ, it will become equal to YE. This YE will be called our per unit loss. Now we will see total loss. And formula of calculating total loss is when we minus TR from TC, it will become equal to total loss. In this diagram, our TC is ORYQ and TR is OPEQ. When we minus OPEQ, which is our TR, from ORYQ, which is our TC, it will become equal to PRYE. So we can say this part, PRYE, will be called our total loss. Now we are going to talk about long run equilibrium under perfect competition market. Under perfect competition market, at long time period, firms always get a normal profit. But why? Suppose at short time period, firms are getting supernormal profit. But to see their supernormal profit at long time period, more firm will enter in the market. As more firm enter in the market, supply will increase. As a result, profit of all firm will divide. So all firm will come to normal profit. On the other hand, suppose at short time period, firms are getting loss. Because of loss, some firm will exit from the market. As some firm exit from the market, supply will reduce. As a result, profit of existing firm will increase. So all firm will come to normal profit. So we can say that short time period, firm can be a normal profit, supernormal profit or a loss. But at long time period, under perfect competition market, all firms have normal profit. Now we are going to talk about meaning, features, short run and long run equilibrium under monopoly market. So what is monopoly? Monopoly is a market situation where single seller, only one seller dominate a whole market, and his product is very unique. He doesn't have any close substitute. For example, Microsoft company has monopoly in its personal computer. Means their personal computer are very unique. They don't have any close substitute. Features: single seller dominate whole market, no close substitute. Price maker, yes, monopoly can decide their own price and consumer have to accept it because consumer don't have any choice. Only single seller dominate whole market, and there is so many entry restriction. Means in case of monopoly market, firm cannot easily enter in market. There are so many entry restrictions. Now we are going to talk about short run equilibrium under monopoly market. And this is MR and AR of monopoly market. You can see shape of MR and AR is downward in case of monopoly market, but in case of perfect competition market, MR and AR is horizontal. But why? Because in case of perfect competition market, firms cannot change price because of homogeneous product. How can you charge more price if your product is exactly same as your competitor have? So no matter how much quantity they will sell, price will remain same. As you know, price is equal to AR. That's why in case of perfect competition market, firm have horizontal margin revenue and average revenue curve. But in case of monopoly, firms has a downward margin revenue and average revenue curve because firms are price maker. They can change price because single seller dominate whole market. They can change price according to their requirement. They can increase price or decrease price. That's why their shape of their margin revenue or average revenue curve is downward. There is two equilibrium condition of monopoly like perfect competition market. MC is equal to MR and MC cut MR from below. In this diagram, you can see E is equilibrium point. At this equilibrium point, MC is equal to MR and MC cut MR from below. OP is equilibrium point and OQ is equilibrium output. Similar to perfect competition market, monopoly also have three kind of conditions: supernormal profit, normal profit and loss. One by one we discuss about each. So first of all, we are going to talk about supernormal profit. In this diagram, on x-axis we have output, y-axis we have cost and revenue. This is MR is marginal revenue curve, AR is average revenue curve, AC is average cost curve, MC is marginal cost curve. So E is equilibrium point. At this equilibrium point, MC is equal to MR and MC cut MR from below. OQ is equilibrium output, OP is equilibrium price. Now we will see where is supernormal profit. We can calculate per unit profit when we minus AC from AR, and we can calculate total profit when we minus TC from TR. So in this diagram, RQ is our AR because this R point touches our AR curve, and TQ is our AC because the T point touches our AC. When we minus TQ from RQ, it will become equal to RT. So this RT will be called per unit profit. Now we will see total profit, and we can calculate total profit when we minus TC from TR. So in this diagram, TC is OPRQ and TR is OSTQ. When we minus OSTQ from OPRQ, it will become equal to SPRT. Means this part, SPRT will be called our supernormal profit, or we can say the total profit. Now we are going to talk about normal profit. In case of normal profit, company receive revenue just to recover its factor cost. That's why normal profit is equal to cost, or we can say that in case of normal profit, total revenue is equal to total cost and average revenue is equal to average cost. In this diagram, you can see E is equilibrium point. At this equilibrium point, MC is equal to MR, MC cut MR from below. OQ is equilibrium output and OP is equilibrium point. At this R point, company just receiving normal profit because at this R point, average revenue is equal to average cost and total revenue is equal to total cost. You can say ARQ is average revenue and RQ also is average cost. So at this R point, you can say average revenue is equal to average cost. Similar, at this R point, total revenue also equal to total cost. You can see total revenue is OPRQ and total cost also OPRQ. So total revenue also equal to total cost. So we can say that this R point, average revenue is equal to average cost plus total revenue also equal to total cost. So we can say that is R point, company is getting normal profit. Now we are going to talk about loss. In case of per unit loss, average cost is more than average revenue. In case of total loss, total cost is more than total revenue. So in this diagram, you can see SQ is our average cost because this S point touches our average cost curve. This is our average cost. RQ is our average revenue. You can see SQ is more than RQ. That means average cost is more than average revenue. When we minus SQ, when we minus RQ from SQ, it will become equal to SR. So we can, this SR will be called per unit loss. Now we will see total loss. In this diagram, you can see OKSQ. This part is our total cost. OPRQ. This part is our total revenue. You can see total cost is more than total revenue. When we minus OPRQ, which is our total revenue, from OKSQ, which is our total cost, it will equal to PKSR. PKSR. This part will be called our total loss. Now we are going to talk about long run equilibrium under monopoly market. As we know, in case of monopoly market, single seller dominate a whole market. His product is very unique. He doesn't have any close substitute and there are so many entry restriction. Means in case of monopoly market, at long time period, no new firm can enter in the market. That's why in case of monopoly market, at long time period, a firm mostly get supernormal profit. At short time period, for some time period, it can possible firm get normal profit or loss. But in case of monopoly market, at long time period, mostly firm get supernormal profit. In few cases, it can possible firm get normal profit at long time period in case of monopoly. Now we are going to talk about meaning and features of monopolistic competition. In case of monopolistic competition, firms are selling similar but differentiate product. In case of monopolistic competition, firms are selling similar but differentiate product. Or we can say that in case of this market, firms are selling same kind of product, but quality and features of each firm product are different from other firm product. For example, there are so many companies who are selling shampoos like L'Oreal, Head and Shoulder, Clinic Plus, etc. And quality and feature of L'Oreal are different from Head and Shoulder, and quality and feature of Head and Shoulder are different from Clinic Plus. So it will be called monopolistic competition. Here firms are selling same kind of product, but quality and feature of one firm product are different from other firm product. Now we are going to talk about features, large number of buyers and sellers. Second is product differentiation. Means here quality and features of each firm product are different from other firm's product. Free entry and exit means any firm can enter in the market or exit from the market without any so much restriction. Non price competition. In case of monopolistic market, firm mainly compete with each other on the basis of advertisement, free gift or after sale services, but not on the basis of price. That's why it will be called non-price competition. Now we are going to talk about short-run equilibrium under monopolistic competition. Like monopoly, monopolistic competition also have downward MR and AR. But why? Because if monopolistic want to sell more product, then they have to reduce the prices of their product. And monopolistic also have same kind of situation as we see in perfect competition and monopoly at short time period, supernormal profit, normal profit and loss. Now we will see long run equilibrium under monopolistic competition. At long time period under monopolistic competition, all firm will get a normal profit. But why? As we know, in case of monopolistic competition, there are not so much entry restriction. Any new firm can easily enter in the market, or any existing firm can leave market without any restriction. Suppose at short time period under monopolistic competition, all firms are getting supernormal profit. To see their supernormal profit, more firm will enter in the market. As more firm will enter in the market, supply will increase. As supply increase, that means profit of existing firm will divide. As a result, all firm will come to normal profit at long time period. On the other hand, suppose at short time period, firms are getting minimum loss. Because of loss, some firm will exit from the market. As a result, supply will reduce and profit of existing firm will increase. So all firm will come to normal profit. So we can say that at short time period, it can be possible under monopolistic case, monopolistic competition case, firm can get a supernormal profit, normal profit or minimum loss. But at long time period under monopolistic competition, firm always will get a normal profit. Now we are going to talk about oligopoly. In case of oligopoly market, few large sellers are consist and their product can be similar to each other or can be different from each other. In case of oligopoly market, few large sellers are consist and their product can be similar to each other or can be different from each other. For example, steel manufacturing industry and automobiles industry. As you know, these are very big industry. And in case of steel manufacturing industry, product of one seller is similar to other seller. But in case of automobile industry, a car of one firm is different from other firm. So we can say that in case of oligopoly market, few large sellers are consist and their product can be similar to each other or can be different from each other. Now we are going to talk about features of oligopoly market. Few large sellers. Non-price competition. In case of oligopoly market, firms don't do price competition. They mainly try to attract customer on the basis of advertisement, free gift and after sale services. Interdependence. In case of oligopoly market, action of one firm affect other firm. Barriers to entry. In case of oligopoly market, only big industries are consist. They need a huge amount of investment. That's why there is very difficult to enter in this market. Homogeneous or differentiate product. In case of oligopoly market, product of each seller can similar to each other or can be different to each other. Now we are going to talk about oligopoly market structure. Oligopoly market structure mainly divided into two parts: non-collusive oligopoly and collusive oligopoly. And non-collusive oligopoly is a market situation where firms are compete with each other. And non-collusive models are Carnot model, Bertrand model, Edgeworth model, Chamberlain model and Swiggy model. On the other hand, collusive oligopoly is a situation where firms are coordinate their action to maximize their joint profit. And in collusive oligopoly, we study about cartels, mergers, and price leadership. And we will make one separate video. Means in next video we will discuss about all these topics in detail. So this is all about a market structure for UGC NET. I think you got it, and thank you so much for watching this video. Bye. Take care.